Good day, world. YouTubers, insiders, y'all ready? We're gonna turn up as we drop a fire insight on, as the title suggests, what is a light worker? What's this word that we keep hearing today, right? Light worker. Well, today I'm gonna dive deep into it. So bring your life jacket. Okay, y'all? Light worker. I'm going to first touch on, essentially, in order for us to know, I believe, what consciousness is, we need to know what unconsciousness is. In order for us to know what light is, we need to know what dark is, right? It's a duality, the polarity to life. If we don't understand dark, we will never understand light, right? So, light worker. I'm going to show you guys a book that I've read. It's actually called The Lightworker. Okay, y'all? Give you a little flash showing of it. Phenomenal book. If you're interested in this type of read, or you believe that you are a light worker in essence, right? Essentially, just a quick definition on it. A light worker is someone that chose to descend into this plane, right? That book specifically, The Lightworker, talks about the 7 planes of existence, right? So a light worker chose a certain time to be in existence in this third dimensional reality that we live in, to basically extract darkness, shine more light. The soul knew beforehand that it was going to be faced with trying times, challenging times. Look at the times that we're in today. Did our souls know that in 2020 we would be experiencing these things? These monumental changes, these erratic changes, right? To humanity. And every day, every week, it's a new change. Did the light workers know of this? And that's why they're here, right? That's why this term is being used. And it's a high trend ticket item right now. And I want to jump on it because I believe I have a good understanding. I've assessed it. I've read into it. I believe in it. And there's a lot of information out there that is sometimes subjective or a little bit hard to understand what actually a light worker is, right? So in the book that I read, I'm referencing the Lightworker book, she had believed that there's 7 planes of existence, right? And certain souls would descend from higher planes, depending on the plane. I.e., example, Bob Marley was a light worker, right? His music was simply light, all about love, was there to raise the frequency and the vibration of humanity. Marvin Gaye, another individual that was here for a short period of time, all about love, his aura, godly, spoke about God all the time in his music, right? And then he departed. Bob Marley, likewise, was not here a long time. Other light workers, Mother Teresa, okay? John Lennon, okay? 7th plane, she indicates that that Jesus Christ came from the 7th plane. So these are all light workers, right? People that bring light, right? Biblically speaking, Jesus brought light to the world, right? Brought light to the world. We knew as children the song that goes by, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. I'm going to let it shine. And light workers shine when? When, right? When there's more darkness. When there's more tragedy. When there's more confusion. When there's more hysteria, right? When the lines of truth, right, and falsehoods are being crossed. Light workers are here to really essentially separate that, right? Separate that, give truths, bring light to situations. They have different consciousness, okay? Different intuition, right? Different understanding into things. So that's why I wanted to drop this video, okay? So let's talk about the antithesis, the antonym to light, right? Light, consciousness, love, truth, Light and truth go hand in hand, right? So the antithesis, the antonym here would be darkness, right? Unconsciousness, right? Just moving along life kind of like you're just unconscious, just on the rat wheel, I call it. Never questioning. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, that's what everybody else is doing. And you keep at that. That's a sense of unconsciousness. You're doing something not really knowing why, but simply because of observation of what you've seen other people do. That's unconsciousness, right? So in order for us to know what light is, we got to focus on the dark, okay? And in that book, I've dropped another video, a prior video on light work in twin flames. And I appreciate all the great feedback on that video, how I talked about the dark energy, right? And how at times you'll feel consumed by it. You're energetically sensitive. You can feel lies. You can feel darkness, right? But in this book that she wrote, she makes a very good point. Light needs dark energy, right? In order to even identify yourself as a light worker, you would need the polarity of darkness, right? Or you wouldn't know what light is. We wouldn't know what the sun is if we didn't have darkness, right? Or the moon. So that's the polarity to life. It kind of works hand in hand. And Sahvanna in the Lightworker book alluded to that. We need dark energy. So that's why I want to bring up the antithesis, the antonym, right? This whole virus lockdown thing's going on. People are frustrated, living in fear. All the information's being misconstrued, misinterpreted. Different dialogue. Every week the superiors on this thing are changing their tune. So when someone does that, when there's inconsistency, who do you trust? Just on a personal basis, from a relationship standpoint, let alone authoritarian type of individuals making decisions on your life and your family's lives. Right? Light worker. Right? They're here to kind of emit light into that situation. Anytime there's darkness, there are certain individuals that have different consciousness, that have different intuitive skills, different empathetic abilities, that can shine light, connect the dots, make sense out of the situation for others, right? Dr. Shiva is someone that I follow. In his video this week, he said that this is the time to show your light, right? This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. That was a song when I'm 5'8", I was the shortest in the class at the time, right? But my light was shining. Shortest in the class, but my light was shining then. So we're going to let it shine now, right? Dark times we're in, right? But there's nothing to fear but fear itself, right? It's a change for everyone, right? Light work, truth work, right? I've seen some other videos talking about individuals that go into healthcare are implicitly light workers. Understand, I've dropped an additional video, historic video on intent. If your intent is simply to go into something simply for financial gain, that isn't light work. Can healthcare work be light work? Yes. But if your motive is to make the most money and that's why you're attending and entering into that field, that is not considered a light worker. Light, synonym is truth. Truth and light go hand in hand. Darkness and lies go hand in hand. Consciousness, light. Unconsciousness, dark. Right? Here to bring light to the world. Bring truth to the world. Right? In a basket full of lies that we seem to find ourselves in every time you turn on a television. Every day it changes. They don't want you on stable ground. That's what that means. So where do you find stability? Where do light workers find stability during these times? Internally. Internally. Right? Hermetic law. Right? How many of you out there know about Hermeticism? Hermetics. As within, so without. As within, so without. Right? It's time to go in and build your kingdom. Right? Focus internally at this time. When the external world is in hysteria, because the external world is simply a reflection of all the individuals, right? As within, so without. That's their internal world that's being reflected externally. That's what's happening. Lightworker, truth worker. Y'all with me? We're dropping fire this morning. The bombs are coming in, right? Truth bombs, right? So this is the time to speak your truth, to live in your truth, to live in your light. That's what you were designed to do, contrary to belief, contrary to paradigms, contrary to societal norms. If you have that calling inside you, right? Light worker, okay? So by definition, just circle back and get a little layman here. A light worker, again, is a person who has chosen to come to earth, especially at these times, to help transmute darkness, right? A light worker can walk in a room, take the darkness out, transmute it, and send it somewhere else. That's what that's essentially saying. As we all are electrical beings. We're electrical beings when you study it. Electrical. The nervous system is electrical, right? Everything's electrical about the human body. Static. How do you cause static? We're electrical. Light. Alkaline. Where does the term alkaline diet come from for humans? Right? Alkaline batteries. Alkaline diet. Light workers. Okay, y'all? I hope that helps. I wanted to touch on this because there's a lot of, again, misconstrued information, or just the question poses on a lot of people about light work, right? Living your truth is being a light worker. You cannot be a light worker if you're not living in your own truth. You won't emit the frequency. Okay? You won't emit the vibration of a light worker until you're living in your truth. If you're living a lie, it's not the time to be doing that. As you can see with this whole thing that we have going on in the world, a lot of lies are coming to surface about the government. A lot of lies are coming to surface about politicians, right? Why is all this happening in 2020? No one anticipated this, right? A lot of people have given their estimate years ago when this thing's going to happen and that thing's going to happen. But they've been doing that for ages, right? Why now? Why now? Why this whole virus pandemic now? Why is the light worker talk being talked about more now than ever? Because darkness is at its highest level, and so is light work, right? People are more moving in their truths now more than ever. So you're going to be faced with more darkness. That's how it goes, right? That's how it goes. Light worker. Are you one? Are you living in your truth? Are you going down a path that's not internally right for you? Are you living to someone else's standards and maybe not to yours? And there's a quote that I'm going to reference that, what good are you, right? If you're at war with yourself, but you're appeasing everyone else. So think about that. As a light worker, you must be at peace with yourself, even if that makes war with everyone else. As within, so without. Hermetic law, hermetic principles, right? So, I'm going to cap off, I'm going to turn down, sound off. I want to thank you always for tuning in. I wanted to touch on this light worker topic. Let your light shine. This little light of mine, right? Light worker. If you're one, tap more into your light now more than ever. Shine. Okay, y'all? Thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, share, believe in yourself, subscribe. N2uitive Nsights. Much love.